everybody! Welcome back to another week of Circle of Hopes. It's great to be together again. I got a sneak peek at some of your pictures and I saw a lot of fall leaves. So why don't we take a look and to see what you have been up to.
You get extra like force. Go!
Good job. Stay on it.
Come on, you got this.
Sit. Go, Noah. Don't let him turn.
Get up.
I'm signing my name on this piece of art that I'm making.
It's very creative. I like it. What a beautiful family we are. Thank you for sharing all those photos and some videos. Well, saints! People who've lived before us and their lives taught us a lot about us.
Jesus!
I'm glad to have those stories. They teach us so much. And today, I picked out a story.
That all of you would really love.
About a woman named Corrie Ten Boom. Have you ever heard of her?
Oh, yeah. When we were practicing, I have.
I've heard of someone named Corrie. The last name Ten Boom isn't so familiar to me. Maybe that's because I didn't grow up in the Netherlands. Did any of you grow up in the Netherlands?
Mm-mm.
Well, Corrie Ten Boom did. And she was not alive so long ago like Saint Teresa or Saint Ignatius. That was like 500 years. She was alive about 100 years ago. She was growing up in the Netherlands, unfortunately, during a horrible war. There were some really tough things happening when she was alive. And she knew, though, how much Jesus loved all people. And he didn't want any of them to be hurt. And so she actually worked hard to save people's lives, and that got her into serious trouble. She had to go to prison because Corrie, her sister, and her father were trying to keep people safe. And Corrie wrote a book about this whole experience that I read when I was probably 14 or 15, and I read it again in my life because it's such a good book. She learned in this experience, no matter where she is and how horrible it is, God's love will always be with her. Well, she would pray anywhere she was, especially when she felt scared or sad. And then she would remember the things that Jesus said in the Bible. And she would remind herself, like say them in her head. No, thank you. She would say them in her head when she felt scared and needed to remember things. So Here's one of the craziest prayers that I remember reading in her book. Her sister Betsy said, "Corrie, let's thank God for the fleas in our bed."
Oh?
Do you know what a flea is? Do you know what a flea is? It's this tiny little bug. You know, you can see it. It's not invisible, but it's teeny tiny, and it bites you. It's terrible, and it hurts. The worst part is there's not just one flea. There's usually hundreds or thousands giving you these tiny little bites. So why in the world would Betsy say, "Let's thank God for these fleas"? And Corrie actually wrote in her book that she had the same feeling. She's like, "No, I'm not thankful for these fleas." But she was a little curious. Thought, well, I'll try it. And actually something interesting happened after that prayer. Her and her sister were reading the Bible, and someone told one of the prison guards. That would have gotten them in a lot of trouble if the prison guards came. But because of all the fleas in their room, the prison guards didn't want to come in. So it was kind of this weird new perspective that these fleas, in some ways, might have been used for a good thing, like keeping the guards out. Because that way, they didn't have to read their Bible very quietly. They would read it so loud, because there was almost 1,000 people in their room. And they would read it so loud. And then other women started getting hope in their hearts that Jesus could be their hiding place. So they thought that was pretty interesting, that after thanking God, even in the hard stuff, and even for the hard stuff, that they learned this neat thing.
And do you know what I did? I prayed about our fish dying.
And thanking God and listening for God in that. Well, sometimes I remember the story when there's something that's upsetting to me. You know, reminding me to thank God for the fleas or just the hard things in my life. I even remember it because there's part of the Bible that says something similar. It's here towards the end in a book called James that says, "Consider it pure joy," like maybe even be happy, my brothers and sisters, "whenever you face trials of many kinds." Because you know that these trials or these hard things produce perseverance. You can also think of that as the strength to keep going. So that's what God tells us about hard things. And Corrie telling us that maybe we can practice being thankful. Yeah, and pray about them. Well, if you try something like that this week, tell someone. I'd be so curious as what it's like for you.
And you could even maybe draw a picture of that hard thing.
Yeah, draw a picture of your prayer. Well, we're going to sing a fun song together next, remembering that it's true even when things are hard. Who is ready to clap?
Me!
Hit it!
All right, we want you to sing this song with us. It's a very fun song. You can see Autumn has some energy. She's got her pumpkin hat on. Yep, we're ready to go. You ready, Autumn? Mm-hmm. All right. Walking in the light. Walking in the light. Beautiful light. Ain't it wonderful how the light shines. Walking in the light. Wonderful how the light shines. Trust in the light. Beautiful light. Ain't it wonderful how the light shines. Trust in the light. Beautiful light. Ain't it wonderful how the light shines. Joy in the light. Beautiful light. Ain't it wonderful how the light shines. Joy in the light. Beautiful light. Ain't it wonderful how the light shines. Jesus is our light. Jesus is the light. light shines. Jesus is the light, beautiful light. Ain't it beautiful how the light shines? Walk in the light, walk in the light, beautiful light. Ain't it wonderful how the light shines? Walking in the light, clap on. Beautiful light, ain't it wonderful how the light shines? We hope you have a great week. Thanks for singing with us.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for remembering another saint with me, Corrie Ten Boom. And may we all live saintly lives that can teach the world about Jesus. Bye-bye.